mic check or just have at it? Just go. On now. All right, I guess we're on right now. We're broadcasting live here from Aspen Place Health Campus. This is the Coaches Show, and Cornerstone Bakery makes the official donut of the Coaches Show. So welcome this morning. We'll be talking this morning with the head coaches, the boys basketball team, South Decatur, Greensburg, North Decatur here this morning. And first up to bat here at the Coaches Show, Brian Dixon, head coach of the South Decatur Cougars. Tell you what, before we do that, let's talk about some of the scores we had last night. Almost got ahead of myself. Somebody dig into the scores. And let's see what we've got here. Last night at Greensburg, it was overtime. Connorsville defeating Greensburg 54-47. East Central tops Rushville 60-47. Switzerland County over South Dearborn 69-61. Lawrenceburg over Rising Sun 51-39. Hauser topped North Decatur 79-58. Henryville over South Decatur 68-48. Waldron over Southwestern Shelbyville in overtime 62-59. Morristown defeated Triton Central 64-60 last night. Girls action, a couple games. Jacksonville topped Batesville 61-50, and Greensburg on the road over Franklin County 60-45. Greensburg girls run their record to 15-2. Just some select scores from the area last night. So let's hear first again to Brian Dixon from South Decatur. Again on the road last night at Henryville. First of all, Coach, where is Henryville?
Right off 65. It's about 14 miles north of Louisville, the exit, I'm pretty sure. So it was a good trip. We cut through and went by Seymour, and then we get on 65, and then I look on our bus driver has the TomTom says 30 miles off 65. I'm like, oh man. But it's a good trip. But they're a good team, and it was a good game to play to see where we're at.
Yep, we've got Henryville. In fact, they're ranked in the 2A division. They win last night 68-48. They have some pretty good players. I understand Walker was kind of the man last night.
Yeah, Walker, he does the things that you wouldn't even know. He just puts his head down and goes straight to the basket, makes simple shots that need to be made. He's just a playmaker.
All right.
And he was an absolute force last night.
All right. So take us through the ball game. I guess Henryville kind of established themselves right off the bat.
Yeah, they did, but we beat ourselves. As I told the kids at halftime, it was a tale of two halves because the second half we played the game. The first half we had some absolutely unbelievable situations that were out of our control. Not only officiating, but just plays that were happening that just totally threw us off, and we worried more about that than we did our game, our game plan. And when we let things from the outside come inside of our heads and stick, we just can't compete in a sense. I told them, I said, that's how life is. Life's going to throw you all different directions. Where are you going to go with it? And we went the wrong way in the first half. We went the right way in the second half. We ended up scoring 32 points in the second half. So it was a tale of two halves for us. But we just weren't ready. Plain and simple, we weren't ready to play.
All right, and also that'll be the first of 5 consecutive road games for the Cougars.
Yeah, that's going to be rough. I remember last year at this time we had all these home games. I'm thinking to myself, oh, great, next year we're going to have all these away games in a row. But it's part of it. You guys got to do what you got to do. It's part of the schedule. So
second half, a different ball game for you.
Second, completely different half.
Why was that different?
We just talked. We didn't even talk any basketball at halftime. We talked all about life and how life's going to throw you different directions. All of us have to deal with different things, different stress levels, those sort of things. But when you put it all together, this is your time to have fun. This is a basketball game. You don't do this the rest of your life. You hope you can, but there's nothing like high school basketball. And you just got to leave everything you got at that point in time. And that's what we did. We stopped some people. We shut some people down. We actually cut the lead to 12, I believe, at one point in time. So, we had our chances, but being down 20, 25, it's pretty tough to come back against a really good team like that. So the heart was in it the second half. I just wish it was in the first half.
So what's the mindset, whether you're up 20, down 20, what do you like to see out of your boys?
Like the second half, the way we just played. I mean, we didn't care about what the officials are calling. We didn't care about what fans are saying to us. We just played. We just shut our mouth and played, and that is all that you can ask for. We even had, I told Tom last night, we even had a cheerleader from the other team come across the floor and apologize to us for the way the officials were officiating last night.
Wow.
And I thought, and no knock on any cheerleaders, but I didn't realize that, cheerleaders really pay attention to the game. And I know they try to, inspire the crowd and this and that, but this cheerleader came over to our coaching staff and she apologized. And I thought to myself, you know what? That totally changed my mindset of going to the game. She said, you guys play with good sportsmanship. You didn't complain. You just played through it. And that meant a lot. Meant a lot to our program.
Yeah. Players off your team, of course, you got your starters. I understand you do have a player, Kyle Johanneman off the bench. Not your most talented player, but he gives you a lot. Is that right?
He'll kill himself out there on the floor. He throws his body everywhere. And, it's just nice to see. But like you said, he's not the most talented.
So what does he give you?
Everything. He just gives his body. He gives us, size and a sense for width. He just kind of tries to be a bully. But you'll never know it because he's the quietest kid on the floor.
Yeah.
But he just does things that nobody else on our team does. He uses his body to his advantages. He uses his 5 fouls to his advantage. And I tell him to do that. I said, just get in there. And he gives us a spark because he's got all that energy wound up. And last night we had Jacob Watts finally start to hit a couple shots for us. He hit a couple threes, played some good minutes for us too. So that's nice to see because we struggled anybody coming off the bench and scoring for us for a while.
Yeah, so Henryville now 11-2. We always like to talk up our opponents. Tonight you're on the road at Medora. Let's be kind; they've struggled this year.
Yeah, they have. Last year they were really good. They had 7 seniors, and we played them in the Edinburgh tournament, and it was a battle. I mean, they had some talent. I think they ended up hitting like 12 threes against us last year. This year's a little different story. I know I overheard one of their coaches saying they'll have a kid show up for 1 week to practice and play, and then all of a sudden he doesn't see him for 2 weeks. And then he comes back. So, and we're going there, so you never know. A lot of people tell me you'd be surprised how nice the gym is over there. So it's just one of those things. We'll see.
Yeah.
We don't know what to expect. We don't know what kind of atmosphere is, but we don't need to overlook our opponent.
Sure.
We just need to play our game and get it taken care of.
Yeah, regardless if you have an outstanding opponent or one that struggled, you still want to play solid basketball.
Right, you do, no matter what, because we have 2 huge games next week. We have 2 huge conference games next week. Our first and second conference games, so we have to be prepared for those.
Right after Christmas, you played in the Edinburgh tournament, 8-team tournament, finished second. Got to be proud of that.
Yeah, and Hagerstown is ranked in 2A too.
Sure.
And they're all about, I think they're about 5'8" to about 5'11" in all in size, but their quickness is unreal.
Yeah.
They're so fundamentally sound, and for us to go out there to compete like that, I think it was the first time that our kids have ever been in a championship type of atmosphere. Basically, almost in any sport but track.
Yeah.
So they were as nervous as you can be.
Yeah.
I said, guys, once the ball's thrown up in the air, it's just a game. Just play. And we had our shot. We were up 5 end of the third quarter, and then they just kind of made a couple plays, and it was tied with 28 seconds left. We just didn't make a couple plays that we needed to, and they hit a 3. They hit a big 3. The kid shot 14 threes in the game. He made 5. He made 3 in the last 2 minutes.
Wow.
So, and he caught fire right at the end. But, those things happen. But to be in that position was really good for our kids.
Yeah.
To have that feeling for them.
So you ended up playing 3 games. The first game you played Trinity Lutheran. It was your second time around with them. As oftentimes it was a little tougher the second time
It
than
was
the first time.
Yeah, it was. But that was the sloppiest game of the year.
Yeah.
It was both ends. You could tell we didn't play for a week, and you could tell that they haven't played in a while either. So it was just back and forth, and then the second half we stepped it up in the fourth quarter, really put the hammer to it, and just got ourselves in a good established lead, and just never slowed down to that one.
And then later that same day.
I don't know how we played so well because Edinburgh hit 13 threes on us.
Is that right?
Yeah.
In game 2. Right?
But we just every time they hit a 3, we'd turn around and score. Or we'd make a 3-point play. So we never let it overtake where we were going. We knew they'd shoot it. There were some that were contested, and we had our hands up. But we just never let that. We got the ball out of the rim, took it down, and went and scored quickly because we knew that was the philosophy of that game. That's what we talked about.
Gotcha.
And that worked out well for us.
All right, so you won that game by 12, and again a 5-point loss to Hagerstown. But nonetheless, second place finish. 18 tournament. Congratulations for that.
Thank you. We appreciate that.
And you'll be on the road again at Medora tonight. We've just talked about that, and here we are. We're already past you're already past midpoint of the season. It went pretty fast so far.
Yeah, it has. We've had our ups and downs. We've had a couple games this year where we thought we should have been a lot closer. We've competed very well for the most part this year. I don't think any coach is ever satisfied, with wins and losses. You always want to have a lot more wins, but to where we're at right now, it's a good starting point for us. Like I said, we'll see how this goes because this month is going to be difficult for us. We got a lot of games this month in a short amount of time, so we'll see what we got because this is going to be a long road for us.
Okay, well, Brian Dixon, South Decatur Cougars 6-5 right now. After last night, tonight you're on the road at Medora. Next weekend you've got Friday, Saturday dates, both on the road. Your first two conference ball games.
Yeah, and they're both on the road, as
Yeah.
you said. So that's going to be tough against two opponents that are playing pretty well. Morristown has two kids that just can absolutely play, and then they have a third kid that just can come off the bench and just absolutely play. They're young. A lot of them are juniors. So and then Southwestern, who actually beat Morristown, is they just play scrappy. They just do everything right. So we'll see. It's going to be a battle, and it's tough to play two conference games back to back with two good opponents. So we'll see how that goes next weekend.
All right. Well, you know what, Coach? This is a pretty special time for football, playoff time.
Yeah.
For both pros and college. So let's take a look and see who you favor right here. Let's go with the first. We got the Raiders are at the Texans.
I think
the
I'll
Raiders
go.
are 12-4.
Yeah, I think I'll go with the Texans though. The Raiders quarterback situation is thrown up in the
It's
air.
dire, isn't
yeah.
it? They're
Texans defense, they said, was third in the NFL this year, so I think
right.
I'll go with that route.
Going to go with the Texans with the AFC South, huh? All right. Lions at the Seahawks.
I'll go with the Seahawks.
Going with the Seahawks. Their Seahawks are 10-5-1. I think I'd pick the Lions just because I hate that 10-5-1, a tie. They shouldn't have that. I already circled this one for you. Dolphins are at the Steelers.
Yeah, that's a good choice.
Steelers, all right. Big Steeler fan.
Yeah.
In fact, you got a Steeler shirt on right now.
And a hat in my coat.
So defend that choice. Why the Steelers?
Family. It's just a family thing. And I grew up, and I'm brainwashing my son. And we find out we're having a boy. So I'm gonna, we're gonna name him Heath for Heath Miller.
Oh, is that right?
In a sense. So yeah, it's pretty good deal.
Not going to name him Big Ben.
I tried, but my wife said no. So I really wanted to name him Troy after Troy Polamalu, but my wife put a nix to that one.
Gotcha. All right. Giants are at the Packers.
I think I'm gonna go Giants on that one, even though the Packers are playing pretty well.
Packers are at home.
A frozen tundra game, maybe.
All
No,
right.
I think I'll stay with Giants.
And we got the national championship college game. Clemson playing really good football right now against the Tide.
You got to go Alabama.
They don't have Lane Kiffin, though.
Yeah, I think they'll be all right.
You don't let him go. So
Yeah.
All right, we'll lock them and load them right there. We got the Texans, Seahawks, Steelers, Giants, and the Crimson Tide. So, well, that's your football picks. You'll be in action tonight. You're on the road at Medora. Coach, some final thoughts.
We appreciate all the people that watched on Periscope over the holiday tournament. Tom was telling us that we had over 500 viewers for our first game. That's really, really nice to see. And I think the second game we had 300 plus. So that's really, really nice to see that we have a good supporting cast. Not maybe just at the game, but watching, on the internet and those sort of things. So we appreciate that tremendously. We wish the girls good luck. I know they were supposed to play today, but due to some scheduling conflicts, things got switched around. So they are going to play Thursday. We wish them good luck. And our junior high is getting ready to wrap up their season pretty soon here. We just want to have them keep plugging along. It's been a little difficult road for them, but things happen. It's about building a program. Just keep the confidence going with where we're going.
All right, that's Brian Dixon, head coach of the South Decatur Cougars. They're 6-5 on the road at Medora tonight. Coach, thanks for coming to the Coach's Show.
Thank you, guys. We appreciate it.
All right. Cornerstone Bakery is the official donut of the Coach's Show. We've already tasted some of those already. Tom Fleming's running the Periscope here. If you got a chance to catch that, you can catch us live on Periscope. We'll step away for a couple of minutes, and we'll return here to Aspen Place Health Campus.
This is Paula Sibbett of Tom Sibbett Chevrolet Buick. We would like to invite you to come to our dealership in Greensburg, meet our courteous employees, and get acquainted with our sales and service departments. We are happy and willing to serve you with all your service needs or help you with the purchase of a new or pre-owned vehicle. Tom Sibbett has been in this area for over 50 years, and we believe in giving our customers honest, courteous, and reliable service. Come visit us in Greensburg at 950 North Michigan Avenue, just off Highway 3 bypass. Tom Sibbett Chevrolet Buick will be there for you.
This is Michelle Gauk with Batesville Chrysler Dodge Jeep, and we are a proud supporter of all our student athletes. We know that being a student athlete takes hard work and dedication to stay on top of your game. It takes that same hard work and dedication to provide great customer service. At Batesville Chrysler, we've been putting families into reliable cars since 1984. And when it comes to buying a dependable car, who you buy from really does matter. So visit us at Batesville Chrysler. We'll be there for you before and after the sale. We work hard every day to prove that you can buy a car anywhere, but at Batesville Chrysler Dodge Jeep, service is the difference.
The mobile recycling route for 2016. The first Saturday of each month is 8 a.m. until 9 a.m. at Clarksburg, 9:30 to 10:30 at Sandusky, 11 to 12 at Adams, and 12:30 to 1:30 at Bernie. The second Saturday of each month is 8 a.m. until 9 a.m. at St. Morris, 9:30 to 10:30 at New Point, 11 to 12 at Millhausen, and if you have any questions, contact the Decatur County Solid Waste District at 812-663-0960.
When it comes time for car repairs, it can be a nervous time, unless you're made of money. A good reason for visiting Helms Auto Sales and Repair. Scott Helms is ASE certified and will give you an estimate before they even start. And if the diagnosis changes, they'll give you a call before proceeding. And if it's time for a new vehicle, Helms keeps a stock of preferred used cars on the lot. Helms Auto Sales and Repair, folks you can trust at 302 West Main, phone 222-AUTO.
Enjoy dinner at the Fireside Inn in Enochsburg, serving their famous fried chicken and shrimp each evening. Specials are Tuesday, tacos and taco soup. All-you-can-eat catfish on Wednesday. Thursday, it's hot wings, barbecued wings, battered wings, livers, and gizzards. Friday evening features cod and bassa catfish dinners. Prefer a sandwich? They have a great selection. Salad bar is available Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday evenings. Hours at the Fireside Inn are Tuesday through Saturday, 5 to 10 p.m. For reservations, call 934-4174.
Hey, we're back with you here at broadcasting live from Aspen Place Health Campus, home of the Coaches Show, and we're talking with the boys basketball coaches. We'll also have a wrestling coach here to speak with from Greensburg later on here today. Let's look at least some of the local scores last night. Connorsville defeated Greensburg at Greensburg. This was an overtime, 54-47. Hauser topped North Decatur 79-58, and Henryville over South Decatur 68-48 last night in the local action. With us here is Kyle Nobby, the head coach of the North Decatur Chargers. Kyle, thanks for joining us here at the Coaches Show. Last night you were on the road at Hauser. Hauser got the better of us last night.
Yeah, they did. Very good offensive team. We made them extremely good last night. We're not very good defensively right now, as you can tell, giving up 79 points. And it was, for us, it was a tale of two halves offensively. We were down 40-36 at halftime, and we made some shots in the first half, and that's what we talked about at halftime is, if you don't continue to keep making shots offensively, it's going to be a long night because we're struggling to get stops on the defensive end of the floor, and we just kept trading baskets in the first half. And Hauser wants to play that way. We don't, and it caught us, especially there in the third quarter. I think they outscored us maybe 25-13, maybe in the third quarter. We just really struggled keeping them in front of us. Their credit, they knocked in a few threes there in the third quarter, but they were pretty much able to do whatever they wanted to, whether it was inside with the Gross kid or whether it was off the dribble getting to the rim and playing off of a second pass. But that's obviously an area we have to improve on is our ability to be able to defend.
Yeah, you find yourself, just like we were talking about with Coach Dixon, you can be up 20, down 20, maybe the outcome of the game not in doubt anymore. But at that point in time, what do you expect out of your troops?
Well, you expect them to keep fighting. And, for the most part, I think our kids understand that. They want to compete. But sometimes it's easy just to kind of roll over when you get down, especially late in the second half. And it was unfortunate, but and disappointing for me that I thought we had some kids that kind of got on their heels a little bit and stopped competing. And when you do that score will balloon pretty quick. It got to the point where finally I think the last 5 or 6 minutes, last 5 minutes, we played 4 JV kids. The last 4 or 5 minutes, if we weren't going to be able to guard them, I might as well put some other kids in there who are going to compete, and I thought they did. And I'm not saying all of our kids were that way. I thought Garrett Metz, he's over the last 3 games averaging 23 a game, playing really well on both ends of the floor. I don't think it's just one thing. I think it's kind of a combination of a lot of different things where we're just not improving in some of those areas that we need to, and improving consistently.
Also, you were in December 30th in a 4-team tournament, kind of David Goliath matchups right there. 3 4A teams in North Decatur, but I don't know. You seem to go in there undaunted, I think.
We did. I was really proud of our kids, especially in the Martinsville game. They came out and kind of blitzed us pretty good in the first quarter. At one point, we got down 17-4, and it was 22-9, and we were able to chip it away. And I think it was 22-17 at the end of the first. And I think our kids finally relaxed and realized, we can compete and we can play with these kids. And we were tied at halftime. We were down 1 going into the fourth quarter. And we were down 2 with about 4 minutes to go. And as you can tell by the final score, we had some empty possessions on both ends of the floor, but especially offensively. That led to easy baskets for them. When you do that, our kids kind of rushed a little bit, and we took some quick shots that obviously didn't fall for us. And when you do that, we constantly tell them, those are shooting turnovers, and they led to easy transition buckets. But I thought we competed extremely well. In the Lafayette Jeff game, they were too quick and too long.
Day, right?
Yeah, too quick, too long, too athletic for us. They were a nice group, and it was good for us. They pressed us the whole game, makes, misses, trapped in the half court. I thought we did a really nice job. Again, it was, we had some empty possessions. I think we were down 3 at the end of the first, and we're down 16 at halftime. So the second quarter was brutal to us, but played them even in the second half. So when we're focused and we do the little things, it's shown that we can compete, but we're just not doing that consistently enough.
So 2 games, same day against a couple 4A teams. Boys had to be tired on the bus coming home.
Oh, they were.
Yeah.
I think it was a great experience for them. It was great for not just our varsity kids, but our JV kids, and they competed extremely well. They got beat to Martinsville by, I think it was 2, and Lafayette Jeff beat them 4. So they had some opportunities to get a couple big wins there, and they just kind of slipped through our hands, kind of like they did last night. Led majority of the game. Heading into the fourth quarter, Hauser had a little offensive spurt, and our kids responded, but just came up on the short end in the last minute or so. So it's figuring out how to make those plays and how to finish, and especially on the road. It's always easier when you're at home, you're a little more comfortable, but being able to make those plays on the road is going to be key for both groups as we move forward here.
So you're idle tonight, and you play Tuesday, Saturday next week. Tuesday at Triton Central, Saturday against a really good Lawrenceburg club. Both of those clubs with winning records. That's going to be a tough challenge.
It is, and we knew that coming into especially the Martinsville tournament. We felt like we had 9 really good teams coming up, and it started with that tournament, and then obviously last night Hauser's a really good team, and they're really good at home. They play extremely well at home, and Triton Central's is a team that's athletic, and they've got some kids that can shoot the ball from the perimeter. The Moffitt kid and the Fleming kid do a really nice job for them on the perimeter. I think earlier this year they hit 18 threes in a game against Edinburgh, so they can flat shoot it. But it's another game that it's not necessarily as much as about what they're going to do. It's about what we're going to do, especially on the defensive end of the floor. And then, as you mentioned, we turn around and play Lawrenceburg on Saturday. Unfortunately, it's at our place. They're a really nice team and have some experience coming back from last season. So we're gonna have our hands full.
Yeah, Lawrenceburg, I think, playing maybe some of the best basketball in the area over here. They're playing really well. Mm-hmm. And like I say, you go to Triton Central, formerly a conference foe. They've left the conference and playing at a different conference now, but you're familiar with the confines nonetheless. So, well, that takes us here to this part of the season, already mid-season, already halfway through the year. It doesn't seem like it, though.
No, it doesn't. It goes by awfully quick. And we talked to our kids about that this past week, or at least this week heading into, last night's game, that, even though it's, we'll be 10 games into the season, we have 12 to go before the tournament. You always gauge going into January essentially as, the second half of the season. And, and it's a grind. January and February, or at least the first week or so of February, it's a grind. And we try to talk to our kids about the importance of taking care of your body, getting the rest when you're given the opportunity to have some time away from the basketball floor. But still a lot of time to continue to improve. And again, we practice. And our games are the same way. We'll be really good for, 3/4 of our practice, and in the last quarter we're terrible. And we're kind of having the same thing in games, and that shows. So we've just got to keep working hard and keep improving. I know our kids will do that.
Talk about taking care of your body. Did you have one of our Cornerstone Bakery donuts here this morning?
I did. Do as I say, not as I do type of thing for our kids. So.
All right. Well, and you're idle tonight, so are you going to be in the stand somewhere checking somebody out?
Yeah, we'll probably be somewhere. It's yet to be determined. There's a lot of games going on. Switzerland County and Lawrenceburg both play against each other tonight, so that's probably a place you may be able to find me tonight. So that's probably where I'm heading.
All right. Well, Coach, you're a football fan.
Absolutely.
Come to find out. And you know what? It's playoff time. Is there anything more special than the playoffs?
I don't believe so.
All right. Well, let's take a look at your picks here. We've got some good ones for the NFL playoffs. We got the Raiders at the Texans. The Raiders have won 12 games, but they're down to their third. They're starting, Connor Cook, his first NFL start? Is that right? Third-string quarterback?
Yep. I'm going to go with the Raiders, though.
Are you?
Yeah, I think so. Why not?
Well, because they're starting the third-string quarterback. That's why not. So, all right. Lions at the Seahawks.
I'll take the Seahawks.
All right. We'll do that. Dolphins at the Steelers.
I'll take Pittsburgh.
Well, yep, that's at Pittsburgh. And the New York Giants at Green Bay.
It's a tough one, but I'm going to take the Packers.
Probably about -20 there today, I think.
Yeah. It'll be miserable.
And Clemson, Alabama. Clemson looked awfully good.
Yeah, I really, really, really would like Clemson to win, but I think Alabama's their defense is too good, so I'm taking Alabama.
Tom Fleming's running our Periscope, and what was the score of that game, Tom? 31. Say that again. 31-0. Clemson beat Ohio State 31, but you're picking Alabama. All right.
I am.
Tom Fleming's a big Ohio State kind of guy. All right. Well, Coach, we got him locked in there. Appreciate as always, you coming to the Coaches Show. Some final thoughts, Coach?
Well, just want to wish our junior high teams good luck. They're kicking off here at 9 o'clock this morning in a makeup game from right before Christmas. So want to wish them good luck, and hopefully our kids can right the ship, and I think they will with their hard work and effort. So thanks for having me this morning.
You bet. It's Kyle Nobby, North Decatur Chargers, here at the Coaches Show, and we'll be right back.
The temperatures are turning cooler, and the holiday season is in the air. That means the deals at Acre Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram in Greensburg are smoking hot. The big finish of 2016 is finally here, and the deals on new Chryslers, Dodges, Jeeps, and Rams are a must-see. The big finish of 2016. It's time to clear out the remaining 2016 new Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram vehicles to make room for the new 2017 models. during the big finish of 2016 at Acre in Greensburg, you can save up to $12,000 off MSRP on a new 2016 Ram Crew Cab SLT Bighorn with a 3.0 Echo diesel engine. You can also save 15% off MSRP on all remaining 2016 Dodge Darts and Chrysler 200s. These incredible savings won't last long. Come in and get yours before it's too late. Stop in and see Marty Garwood, Ron Gardner, Rick Jones, Floyd Riggs, Ryan Scudder, Kevin Milburn, Janice Jones, or Josh Camplain. At Acre Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram, 1407 North Lincoln Street in Greensburg.
Hi, this is Cheryl Johnson, Community Liaison for Morning Breeze Health and Retirement Community. Morning Breeze is a CMS 5-star health campus offering 3 levels of care. Our villas offer independent living in our beautiful 2-bedroom, 2-bath, maintenance-free condo-style living. We offer large studio-style assisted living units inside our health campus. Morning Breeze is a top-rated skilled nursing facility with an outstanding therapy department offering short and long-term rehab.
The play of the day is at Buy Right Auto, Greensburg's used vehicle superstore. Come in now and score big with a great deal. With over 600 vehicles available, we have the car, van, SUV, or truck to fit your needs. That's why we're the used vehicle superstore. And if we don't have the right one for you, let our buyers go for the assist in finding the right one. Be the MVP and score big now with a vehicle from Buy Right Auto, Greensburg's used vehicle superstore. 920 North Michigan Avenue, or call us at 812-662-9922. Be the MVP and score a vehicle now.
Decatur County Memorial Hospital is growing to better serve you. DCMH is now offering a sports medicine program to all community members. This program includes orthopedic surgery from our new physician, Dr. Yulo, rehab services, athletic trainers, sports physicals, and emergency medical services. Let us help you succeed with our new sports medicine program at DCMH. To reach Dr. Yulo's office, call 812-663-7790, or for our rehab department, call 812-663-1119.
At Hilliard Lyons, we're conservators of your wealth, not the status quo. We're not interested in how everyone else does things. We're independent thinkers. You see, every client is different, so we treat each one as a new challenge. After nearly 160 years of wealth management experience, we've learned a few things, one of which is no 2 clients' goals and needs are the same. In our more than a century and a half of providing investment advice, we've come across nearly every financial situation possible. Creative thinking and a real understanding of our clients' needs and their concerns is what sets Hilliard Lyons apart from the rest. If this sounds like the kind of financial partner you'd like, call us in Greensburg at 812-663-2862.
Hilliard Lyons, investment insights for every generation since 1854. JJB Hilliard WL Lyons LLC, member NYSE, FINRA, and SIPC.
All right, we return here to the Coaches Show, broadcasting live here from Aspen Place Health Campus. Local basketball scores last night in men's action. Connorsville topped Greensburg 54-47. That one went to overtime. Hauser defeated North Decatur 79-58. Henryville defeated South Decatur 68-48. And in girls action, Greensburg advanced their record to 15-2, defeating Franklin County 60-45. And we're talking to the coaches here at the Coaches Show. With us here this morning from the Greensburg wrestling team here, Kyle Pittman, one of the co-head coaches, you and Kurt Neiman, is that right? So
Yes, sir.
That's a little unusual. How does that come about where you're co-head coaches?
Well, neither of us are teachers. We don't have any teachers on the coaching staff, and with my job and Curtis's job, we can't necessarily commit to being there every single day.
So tag teaming.
Yeah,
it's
it
tag
just worked
team
out
wrestling.
better. Yep, that's right. Yeah.
All right. So, wrestling club. Tell us where the club is here so far this year.
As a team, we've struggled a little bit. We have a lot of holes in the lineup, so we give up a lot of forfeits. And
How
every
many
time
forfeits?
Typically 4 or 5.
4, and that's
so
out
usually,
of 14 weight classes,
yeah,
right?
so usually we're giving up somewhere around 30 points to a team starting off.
Yeah.
But, they've wrestled well, and individuals are doing a great job, and now we're getting into those individual tournaments where they can kind of shine a little bit. So, it's getting better.
Giving up that many forfeits, that's like a basketball team starting the game maybe down 15-0.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
pretty tough
absolutely.
to do. So,
Yep.
all right. So, any slot, I guess, in future, that's a lot of weight classes to fill 14. But
Yep.
any, I don't know, talking to the boys, any internal recruiting, trying to get someone out to.
Yeah,
fill
we
slots?
tried, and we were able to get a couple of kids maybe that wouldn't have come.
Yeah.
Right now, we've only got 4 seniors. We've got a few freshmen that have been wrestling varsity for us. So, like I said, we're down a little bit in numbers, but we're making trips to the junior high now that they're in their season. They're getting ready to start their competition season. So we're getting down there as much as we can to try and keep kids in the program. So
Yeah, and all the sports, whether it's baseball, wrestling, football, basketball, the youth programs are key. You can't be
Yep.
successful at the varsity level
Yeah,
without some youth
absolutely.
programs.
Yep.
So, speaking of which, you've got something going on as we speak at this
Yeah.
at the high school. Is that
Yeah,
right?
we have a junior varsity tournament going on today. Starts right at 9 o'clock. And we have plenty of our varsity guys wrestling just so that we can get more matches for those other teams coming in. So, yeah, we'll be at the field house all day pretty much.
Yeah, how many teams coming in today?
We've got 3 other teams coming in, Avon, Whiteland, and East Central.
Okay, so some good clubs coming
Yeah,
in.
yeah, really
All right.
good.
So in the EIAC in the conference, who are the strong teams in the conference as far as dual meets go?
Lawrenceburg's really good. They were good last year. Franklin County is really good. They won the conference last year, and South Dearborn did really well last year as well.
In fact, Lawrenceburg had a sophomore last year win the state title.
Yeah,
in
yeah.
one of the bigger weight classes.
Yeah,
What is he?
220. Yeah,
220. His name is
Mason Paris.
Mason Perry. That's right.
Yep.
And tell you what, I saw him. All I saw was his state championship game. But as
Sure.
a sophomore, he was pretty dominant.
Yeah, I mean, he's only lost 1 match so far, and that was in the state semifinals as a freshman. So
Yeah.
other than that 1 loss, he's not lost at all in high school.
And I guess he's got at least a verbal commitment to go to.
I
Thought
couldn't tell you.
Thought someone told me it was. I thought maybe Curtis told me he thought it was Ohio State. But I'm
That
not-
could be. I don't
but
know.
I'm
I
not
know
certain about
he's
that.
already gotten some scholarship offers for football to some Division I schools. I think Cincinnati's contacted him about football.
Oh, I got you. Okay. Well, we're again talking here with Kyle Pittman of the Greensburg wrestling team right here. You know, as talking about wrestling strategy, you see this at a lot of level, really at every level. Sometimes you'll have a wrestler likes to play the game where he takes them down, lets them up for 1 point, takes them down, lets them up 2 points, 1 point. What's your thoughts on that strategy?
Hey, whatever gets the job done.
Yeah.
You know, we do that a little bit when we know a kid is better than us in a certain area. Then we try and stay away from that, right? And it's worked out pretty well. We were at a big tournament at Connorsville. There were 32 teams there, and we were able to get 2 kids on the podium and 1 champion. So things worked out really, really well for us there for the most part.
Yeah. When's your conference tournament? When do sectionals start for wrestling?
Conference is 2 more weekends. So
Okay.
2 weeks from today, we have our conference tournament, and then sectional starts that next weekend.
The next weekend. So we're actually pretty deep into the wrestling
Yep.
season. I know February is the big
Yep.
tournament season for
Yep.
wrestling right there. And wrestling in Indiana, there's no classes, right?
Correct. So it's all
Are they,
one.
Are they without class? Are they no class? No, I'm just pulling your leg right there. So, but it starts out, and there are sectionals, regionals, semi-states, and states, and they advance.
sir.
What, 4?
Yep. So
in
top
each
4.
weight class?
Yep. Top 4 at each week move on. Yep.
Right. Yeah. So your early bouts are the ones that are more key. Those are the ones where you advance or not.
Yep.
The other ones basically determines who you play in the next round.
That's
so
right.
number 1 finisher in one sectional will play the number 4 from the
That's right.
last one, and the
Yep.
2 and 3s play. So those are also important like that.
Yeah,
So-
absolutely, and we saw that last year especially. We had 7 kids advance to semi-state. 6 of the 7 got 4th.
Yeah.
At the regional, so when they went to semi-state, they had to wrestle a regional champion, and it kind of burnt us. So, you know, we've got to learn this year to finish those 3rd place matches and get ahead. That way, you have a better chance of moving on.
Yeah. Who on the team has a reasonable chance of advancing through the tournament for you?
We've got several kids actually. We've got 3 seniors that have a really good shot. Jacob Eisen, Zach Bartos, and Dylan Kane have all been doing pretty well this season, and they've got good chances. We've got a sophomore at a lighter weight class, Camden Rose. We've got a junior at a lighter weight class, Lane Wells, and we've got a junior, Jesse Hunter, at 170, 182 pounds. We'll see how it shakes out. That's got a really good chance. So we should have about the same number of kids going to semi-state, but this year I expect more to go to state.
Okay, gotcha. Weight classes. It's always a big thing at every level. Also, there's the cutting weight thing,
Yep.
whether it's in boxing, whether it's in wrestling,
Yep.
and different Coach, and of course it's kind of regulated in Indiana like that. How is that regulated?
So we do body fat and hydration testing at the beginning of the season, and that determines how much they can lose per week throughout the season, and then how low they're allowed to go. And they can't go below that weight that the state mandates, and they can't go down faster than what the state says. So it's progressive so that it's a more healthy way of doing it. We're not big proponents on cutting a lot of weight. We kind of leave that up to the kids whether or not they want to, and if they do, then we'll help them figure it out. Otherwise, best option for the team is to fill as many weight classes as we can. So we don't have a full lineup, and we don't have enough kids to fill a lineup, but we don't have very many kids at the same weight class either, which has been nice because we can fill more weight classes that way.
Yeah, I have seen, this was years ago, a case where kids from each team cut so much weight, one of them they almost had to carry to the mat for the bout, and they both had no energy. It's one of those mindset things that a kid will think, gosh, at this weight class, I'm pretty good, but if I was down a weight class or two, I could be really good. But what they don't realize, that they're still not bigger than the other kids. They're just weaker now.
Yep, that happens a lot. Kids try and cut too much weight, and then they're sick all the time or they're hurt all the time. Like I said, we don't really push weight cutting a whole lot, just enough to get to where they're going to be successful and help the team. And then, after the holidays, after Christmas break, they get a 2-pound allowance. So every weight class bumps up 2 pounds. So that helps out a lot,
do they get a extra pound yet in February? I know they used to way back when.
Yes, if a tournament takes 2 days, like the state tournament is 2 days, if you advance, then you'll get an extra pound that second day, typically is how it goes,
You mentioned Dylan Kane was one of your wrestlers, also an outstanding football player.
Yeah, absolutely.
We talked about this before when you were back earlier at the coach show, but wrestlers make really good football players. Frankly, they make really good tacklers.
Absolutely, and it's their footwork and their hand fighting skills and being able to get off blocks and get to guys and finish tackles. I think that makes the biggest improvement, and the proof is in the pudding. Dylan Kane, he's having a great season. He won the big Connorsville 32-team tournament, and he's an all-state football player. So I always tried to push football players to get into wrestling, even if that's not their main sport. Yeah, I did both as well. So I would love to see more, especially big guys, because we always struggle to fill those bigger weight classes, come out for wrestling because it helps them be better football players, keeps them in better condition, learns, teaches them how to move their body better, and especially against resistance, playing football, you're hitting guys and stuff. So I think it makes better football players for sure, and there's plenty of NFL players that were great wrestlers as well. Yeah,
exactly. And if I'm a football player, I'm looking at the wrestling team, and I'm recruiting from those kids also.
Sure.
What's neat about both of those sports, of course, wrestling, you've got 14 weight classes, and so there's something for a kid of all shapes and sizes.
Yeah, absolutely.
And same thing in football. There's positions, whether you're playing the offensive line or where you're going to try to play in the secondary, of different body types, speeds, styles, and skills. So there's some similarities there.
Yeah, absolutely. We can, you can kind of pick and choose what you want to do for both. Dylan Kane, he's a big boy. He's probably not going to be a defensive back. Right? Yeah. Serves him better to be on the line.
Is he the man on the wrestling team? He was on the football team.
Yeah.
Is he the man?
Yeah. He is right now anyway. He's doing really well. So. Yeah. But so are a lot of the other kids.
All right. Well, you're, again, wrestling coach. You're also a football fan, right?
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Well, you got to have your crack at it.
Okay.
All right. So we'll take a look at the football picks. We're down into the playoffs of the NFL, and, of course, college down to the final game right there. So let's see what you know about football.
All right.
All right. You were a running back, weren't you?
Yes, sir.
I remember that very well. By the way, I want to tell you a story. There was a fellow I know, and his son was at college at IU, and his roommate was a Batesville, was a Batesville football player, and told the story. Now this is back when you were playing. Said that he got a call from the Batesville coach. Got a call from the East Central coach in football and said, "Now you watch the Greensburg player." Says that Pittman kid. He said if he puts his hand down on the right side, he runs to the right. If he puts his hand down on the left side, he runs to the left.
Really?
So they had you scouted out.
Yeah,
buddy.
no kidding.
So if you had a little trouble,
it worked out well for him.
Yeah, if you had a little trouble in that game, maybe that's why.
Yeah.
So, all right. So here we go. Let's go take your football picks here. Raiders at the Texans.
I'm going to take the Raiders.
Yep. You realize they're a third string quarterback.
Yeah, I just don't. I don't trust the Texans in the playoffs.
All right. Okay. That's what we're going to go with. We got the Lions at the Seahawks.
I hate to, but I got to pick the Seahawks.
Going to go with that?
Yeah.
10-5-1. Even a team that tied.
Yeah.
I think a team that tied a game should just be eliminated from the playoffs.
You think so?
Yeah, I do. Dolphins at the Steelers.
Dolphins.
Going to go with the Dolphins.
Yep.
All right. New York Giants, Green Bay Packers. And it'll be at Green Bay.
Yeah, I take Green Bay.
going to be cold up there.
Yeah.
And football, Clemson. Tom, what was that football score? Clemson 31-0. Clemson beat Ohio State, and they're facing Bama.
Yeah, I'm going to take Clemson.
Are you? Good.
Yeah, I think they'll get
I think
revenge.
that'll be a good ball game.
Yeah,
I think it'll be a pretty good ball game. All right, we got them locked and loaded. We sure appreciate your coming in.
Yeah, thanks for having
You
me.
probably got to run back to the
Yep,
to
get
the
over there and
JV
make sure
tournament.
nobody's
Lots
getting
going
out
on
of
there.
control.
So appreciate your coming in. Some final thoughts.
No, just come out and support the team if you would. We got our junior high season starting up. They start their first match next weekend, and looking forward to that. They got a lot of good kids out on the team, so looking forward to everybody advancing through the tournament.
All right, Kyle Pittman, head coach, co-head coach of the Greensburg Wrestling Pirates. Coach, thanks for coming in.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, we'll step away here for a couple minutes from the Coaches Show. We'll be back right after this.
When it comes time for car repairs, it can be a nervous time, unless you're made of money. A good reason for visiting Helms Auto Sales and Repair. Scott Helms is ASE certified and will give you an estimate before they even start. And if the diagnosis changes, they'll give you a call before proceeding. And if it's time for a new vehicle, Helms keeps a stock of preferred used cars on the lot. Helms Auto Sales and Repair, folks you can trust at 302 West Main, phone 222-AUTO.
Do you have enough coverage? Don't wait to find out that the insurance you purchased online or from an 800 number gave you a discount on the wrong coverage. Talk to your neighborhood independent auto owner's agent today about a policy that fits your needs and budget. Visit today and form a valued relationship that won't let you down in a time of need.
This is your Greensburg Auto Owners Insurance agent, Steve Dorflinger. Stop in at Dorflinger Insurance, 810 East Main Street, or call us at 663-7779.
This is Alex from True Blue Autos. We are owned by Anyking Auto Body and have a new way of buying a used car. We are operated daily by third-generation family members. Our mission and focus is to provide safe, reliable vehicles that give our customers the best value for their investment. Each vehicle on our lot goes through a 125-point inspection, and all of our certified pre-owned vehicles come with at least a 90-day limited warranty. Come to True Blue Autos, located right next to Anyking Auto Body, and see what our family can do for you.
Stone's Farm Service at 921 East Main in Greensburg is southeastern Indiana's Kubota dealer. Stop by and check out their great lineup of Kubota tractors and utility vehicles. These hard-working tractors and four-wheel utility vehicles come with gas or diesel engines. Stone's Farm Service, serving Decatur and surrounding counties for over 20 years. Give them a visit, 921 East Main in Greensburg, or phone 663-3787.
All right, we're back with you here. We're broadcasting from Aspen Place Health Campus. This is the Coaches Show here on WTRE. And let's move on here. Let's look at a few scores from last night, by the way. We've had Henryville topped South Decatur last night, 68-48. Hauser defeated North Decatur 79-58. And in overtime, it was Connorsville defeating Greensburg at Greensburg 54-47. A pretty good Connorsville ball club with us standing in here for Coach Stacy Meyer. We have Coach Holdsworth, one of the assistant coaches, drew the short straw again here this morning. Your second time with us. Hey, we appreciate your being here, though, Coach.
Well, thanks, Doc. I appreciate the opportunity.
Come in.
There we go. We turned your mic on.
There we go.
There
now,
we go.
now we're set.
All right.
Yeah, I thanks for having me. I appreciate coming in, and I know Coach Meyer's got some athletic director duties going on this morning at the high school. So
It's that wrestling tournament we were just talking about.
It's busy day, busy morning over there this morning. So
yeah. Well, appreciate your coming in. Last night it was a home game against a pretty good Connorsville ball club. We knew that coming in. They came in 10-1. They left 11-1, but they had to fight for it, didn't they?
Well, they did, and we knew going into this weekend, it's going to be a challenge. With the back-to-back Friday Saturday with Connorsville Shelbyville, we just feel like this is a point in our season when we get to about midway. we have this double dip in the weekend. It's a nice challenge for our guys coming off of the break, and obviously, last night with Connorsville, we knew they're a very, very solid team, very experienced, well coached, and they take care of their business. And it was a battle for them to come on the road, you're right, Doc. We pushed them a little bit and found some areas of growth that we can kind of hang our hat on, and then also some areas that we want to continue to grow in.
Yeah, you in fact had a 2-point lead after one quarter, down 3 at halftime.
Mm-hmm.
But boy, the third quarter kind of got away from us a little bit there.
Well, it did, and we really got off to a nice start, defensively, offensively. I thought we did a pretty nice job of kind of doing the things that we wanted to do on both ends. And then second quarter there, I thought they ramped up their motion in the half court a little bit. Caught us ball watching a couple of times. Got some guys into some areas for scoring opportunities. Down 3 at half, felt okay with that, but I also felt like, and we talked, at halftime that our play just was not sustained consistently throughout the entire first half, and then third quarter, it was pretty much the difference in where we had competed for the first 16 minutes, and then there's that little window of time that we're going to go back and look at and really focus on, being able to kind of narrow that gap into being more consistent and how we come out, at the break. I think we ended up with 12 turnovers for the night, and we had our fair share there in the third quarter, which when you're playing a good quality team that's very experienced, with senior laden guys and guys that have been playing, for a while, it's a hard thing to overcome. Fortunately, we were able to do that, pushed into overtime, and give ourselves an opportunity to win a game. So we got some bright spots there to really focus on, and some areas that we want to obviously get better at.
Going into the fourth quarter, you're down 12 points. You're not only down 12 points, you're down 12 points to Kerry Brown, who
Right.
has a knack. He could milk a 4-point lead into a win in almost any game from
Sure.
the style they've become accustomed to play. And so it was an uphill climb, and it was almost an impossible climb, and somehow you got it pushed it into overtime.
Well, and I think that's a tribute to our guys. Coming in with the deficit going into the fourth quarter, we felt like that third quarter was not good to us, but we came back out, fought it, and battled through. We got some necessary stops that we needed to get. I thought we stayed as patient as we could be throughout the course while still be attacking offensively and getting some opportunities to score and push things back and tighten it up a little bit there. It was a little stretch there in the fourth quarter that put us in position to get back, and we got a couple free throws, got an offensive rebound late, stick back with Wellage, and we got it to overtime, and we just weren't able to come out and finish the deal in overtime.
Established there in the first half, at least here from our perspective on the bench, on the radio, Greensburg trying to drive into the lane, Connorsville clogging the lane, but they were actually kind of holding and such, nothing called. Can't do anything about it. That's the way the game's called that night, but that took that part of your game away from you.
Well, it did, but obviously, when we're trying to get what we want to get done, and we got to have a counter to that.
Yeah.
And those are those moments that we always talk about. That how do we get better? And this is it. That's a perfect example of a well-coached team going to try to take some things away, and then what's our counter to what they're doing to us. And I think that when we can begin to grow in that area and identify those things, that's when I think we become more consistent, and we have some different options to how we go about attacking teams that are well coached. They're going to take some things away, and experienced senior laden teams, that kind of thing. So
yeah, we talked about this. The exciting time, very close of the fourth quarter. We're down 3 points. The freshman Andrew Wellage on the line. There's 5.5 seconds left. Down 3. He's got a couple shots. Makes the first one. Now we're down 2. The second shot was missed. looked like that was not intentional. We were sitting there before he took the shot. Gary, does he miss this on purpose and try to get the rebound, or does he? And Gary says, no, he'll try to. Anyway, it looked like he tried to hit the shot. Am I correct about that?
That was one of our conversations. Do we hit it? Do we make or miss here?
Yeah.
In that situation last night, we want the points. So
Okay.
we wanted to extend it. We're looking to make. He was just a little bit firm, back rim, a little bit of a long rebound, stayed with the play.
Yeah.
Came in and made another play.
Tough shot. He rebounded his miss.
Mhm.
He's in traffic, has to kind of dipsy doodle around, and he got to score right at the horn, and that was exciting.
Sure, it was, and it was one of those things where that's a kid making a play for us, and that's what we want. You know, on our toes, being very aggressive, and ball bounce, you know, our way that way in that moment. So it was a good opportunity for us to finish that way, to get us into overtime, and then, you know, through the course of the overtime, we had another window of time that we can go back and say, hey, these are some things that for us to even grow and get better along the way, narrow that gap a little bit. This is what we're going to look at, and I'm pretty excited with where we are and where we went or where we were, you know, coming in, and then being able to obviously compete pretty well last night with a very good Connorsville team.
Yeah. So if I'm coach and I ask you that question, I'm saying, yeah, I told him to intentionally miss that, so I'm taking credit for it. So, but anyway, it turned out well for you. You got into overtime.
Sure.
Give Connorsville some credit. Right at the outset of the overtime, they hit a three-pointer from the right corner, and that really set the tone for the OT.
Well, you know, and that's the thing right there, and that's what we were up against. And I told Coach right when we came in after the game, I said, you know, with Connorsville, they get the tip, they come down, they run their motion, they play on both sides, they get a screen, their senior steps out, 3-year varsity starter, he steps out and he knocks one down. That's what those guys do, and that's just what happens. I mean, we got a little bit of a rub there on the screen. We weren't quite there on the catch. He had some space, knocked a shot down, and to give Isaac's credit, I mean, he knocked it down when he needed to, and they made their free throws when they needed to.
Made almost all of them in the overtime. So so game over. So Connorsville goes to 11-1, but I don't know. I think the boys, you know, Coach Meyer obviously and yourself, not happy about losing the ball game, but I think you grew from that ball game.
Well,
there's showed you a lot about the kids.
Yeah, you're never happy with a loss, but I think for us to continue to grow and to continue to get better in all phases of how we play, and getting ready to continue our pursuit, like in conference play, through the second half of our season in preparation for the tournament. These are the nights that we really need to be challenged and pushed, so we can learn and grow and identify, you know, what those areas are and what those things are that we need to do. And you know, you can talk about them all you want to, but when you go out and you live them and you experience them and you see them, and then you go back and you watch film, and then you bring some things to the table for our guys, that's the real learning curve right there.
So Connorsville wins in overtime. This year they've had 2 overtime wins against the Pirates last night, and December 3rd, a 2-point overtime win against Shelbyville. Who do we play tonight?
We've got Shelbyville.
Okay. So tell me, what do you know about those guys?
Well,
Golden Bears.
Well, a little bit of similarity and contrast with the two teams, with Connorsville and Shelbyville. Shelbyville is very, very athletic. They're pretty skilled guys. They've got some guys that can shoot it. They are a very aggressive, very scrappy group. Physical. They got some kids that have some varsity experience. The Kuhn kid, he's probably their best player, best scorer. He's a sophomore, really, really nice player, and they've got some really nice pieces to go along with them. Very aggressive. They will assert themselves offensively right away, unlike Connorsville in some areas where they'll be very patient. They'll run their motion, and they kind of do that, you know, do that which old Coach Brown likes to do. But Shelbyville's we'll have our hands full again, and it's in no way, shape, or form not a good thing. It's a good thing for us to go face another very, very good team tonight.
Coach Meyer anticipates a strong dribble drive repeatedly over and over and over again. And
it's coming at us.
It's going to challenge. You're going to have to get your footwork and it's going to be hard to stay out of foul trouble.
It's coming at us, and they're
Yeah.
coming downhill, and they're going to be very aggressive. They have a tendency to be very aggressive early in offense, so we're going to have to make sure that we are really kind of on point early on. And then I was telling Coach, like with these guys coming, they're very, very good individual players, and they play well as a team, but their individual skills are pretty good. So, in other words, they have good second and third moves on a dribble drive. So, very hard to guard, hard to contain. They're coming down with their mentality of I'm going to attack you, and we'll be attacked. So, it's going to be one of those nights where we're going to have to strap it on, and be ready to go.
What's nice, what's good about this, preparing for tournament, you're playing two good teams, but two different offensive teams night to night. Again,
Sure,
it's different preparation altogether.
Well, you're right. The preparation is the mentality of a Connorsville team and the Shelbyville team. So you have those two different mentalities. But when it comes down to it, we're gonna go out. We're gonna have to know personnel. We're gonna have to make sure we're in good spots. And our challenge tonight is going to be really talking and communicating through any kind of sets and offense that they're going to run, and then keeping it in front of us and then rebounding. We cannot allow them to have second chance opportunities to score it. Very, very explosive team, quick off the floor. They go offensive rebound. They scrap it up. So we're going to have to meet that.
All right. Talking about tournament, let's harken back just a little bit back to 2014 when we played the Bowman Academy. Is that right? For the championship, 2014.
I'm familiar with that.
Okay, you were there, and you have a son that won a very special award, a Trester Award, which is very. Anybody that knows anything about Indiana high school basketball, it's a very prized mental attitude award.
Yes.
And you were out, your family out helping them accept the award. Coach, you couldn't hide it. You were busting with pride. You couldn't hide it.
I couldn't, and I still reflect on that moment and that process with all of those guys, and reflect on it, pretty regularly. And it was such a wonderful moment for Macy, obviously, and for our family, and that piece of it, but also for our team, and for those guys, and for their accomplishments, and it was so exciting, and it's just filled with joy. Very blessed for those opportunities, and I just can't say enough about the support of this community and the program, and this program, from all the way then through now, and we really appreciate everything that comes our way from Greensboro basketball.
Yeah, well, as a Trester Award winner, he's got to understand now that if he messes up, goes to prison, does something like that, it's going to look awful bad. It'll look. How bad will that look?
Well, yeah, I never really thought about it like that, Doc.
He's got to fly straight now. There's no room for error.
Absolutely.
He's up on a pedestal now.
Absolutely.
So. In fact, my recollection is in that game, didn't he hit the first score, the first three of the game?
Yeah.
He kind of set the tone. Of course, they were winning. I thought we were really well prepared for that, but hit that three, and that kind of loosened them up, and they just went on from there. That was a great ball game. So, well, we sure appreciate your being here at the Coach's Show. It is time, however, Coach Holsworth, to turn our eye towards some football here.
Well, let's see what we can do.
You know anything about football?
Nah, not so much. Yeah. But I mean, I know it. But hey, last night I got home after late, and I just watched the last 5 minutes in overtime of Golden State and Memphis, and a couple Indiana boys had good nights last night with Zach Randolph and Mike Conley. So they stuck it to Golden State, and it was a good game, and came back from a large deficit. So kind of exciting. I was ready to get a little rest, but had to stick around and watch it.
Let's go to football here.
Okay.
It's playoff time. Put you down here. That was the wrestling coaches. All right, we've got the Raiders. They're at the Texans. You know the situation of the Raiders and their quarterback situation.
I do, and I have no bias toward Raiders Texans, except Coach Alexander is a huge Texans fan, so I'm going with the Texans.
Really?
Yes.
Why? Why would you be a Texas fan?
I ask that every day, Doc. I don't know.
All right. I want an explanation. Lions at the Seahawks.
Seahawks.
All right. They're the home team. Dolphins at the Steelers.
That's going to be the Steelers.
Yeah, I think you're right there. This is going to be a cold one, isn't it? New York Giants at Green Bay.
Yeah, Packers prevail.
Picking the home teams here.
Yep.
Clemson defeated Ohio State, what, 31-0? Is that right, Tom Fleming? All right.
And that
just
score
checking.
hasn't changed all morning.
Well, I keep forgetting, though. So I just keep bringing it up. And Clemson's 13-1. Alabama, of course, they're who they are.
You know what? Let's have some drama. I'm going to go with Clemson.
Yeah, I think that's not a bad choice.
Yeah.
I think it'll be a good ball game. Yeah, without Mr. Kiffin there, you never know. All that
Well,
drama they have. Everybody's got drama going on.
You never know.
So you never know.
You just
Okay.
never know.
Well, those are your choices. Coach Holsworth, thanks for coming to the Coaches Show. Some final thoughts on your parting ways here?
Well, hey, we're excited getting into the second half of the season. Coming off of our tourney over the break and then back into this weekend, we feel like it's a nice little springboard into the second half and getting into conference play and giving us an opportunity to come out and really continue to grow and get ourselves in position to be very, very competitive and just get in position to be able to go compete and win a tournament, maybe possibly win a conference. With the loss last night in the conference, that's a challenging thing, but it's never out of the question. And we're going to keep fighting and battling and keep doing the things that we can control. And what we can control is moving forward. So, and as always, thanks to Cornerstone and the folks here to
Have you tasted the better donut at Cornerstone?
No, I haven't. And I go in, get my coffee in the mornings, and I try to stay away from those. But usually about once a week, I'll pull the trigger and get a couple donuts.
All right, and they are the official donut of the Coach Show. Coach,
absolutely.
Coach Holster standing in here for the Greensburg Pirates. We'll see you tonight, Coach.
All right, thank you very much. We'll see everybody.
All right, we'll step away here for a couple minutes from the Coaches Show. We're broadcasting live from Aspen Place Health Campus. We'll be right back. Thanks, Coach.
This is Paula Sibbett of Tom Sibbett Chevrolet Buick. We would like to invite you to come to our dealership in Greensburg, meet our courteous employees, and get acquainted with our sales and service departments. We are happy and willing to serve you with all your service needs or help you with the purchase of a new or pre-owned vehicle. Tom Sibbett has been in this area for over 50 years, and we believe in giving our customers honest, courteous, and reliable service. Come visit us in Greensburg at 950 North Michigan Avenue, just off Highway 3 bypass. Tom Sibbett Chevrolet Buick will be there for you.
This is Michelle Gauk with Batesville Chrysler Dodge Jeep, and we are a proud supporter of all our student athletes. We know that being a student athlete takes hard work and dedication to stay on top of your game. It takes that same hard work and dedication to provide great customer service. At Batesville Chrysler, we've been putting families into reliable cars since 1984. And when it comes to buying a dependable car, who you buy from really does matter. So visit us at Batesville Chrysler. We'll be there for you before and after the sale. We work hard every day to prove that you can buy a car anywhere, but at Batesville Chrysler Dodge Jeep, service is the difference.
The mobile recycling route for 2016. The first Saturday of each month is 8 a.m. until 9 a.m. at Clarksburg, 9:30 to 10:30 at Sandusky, 11 to 12 at Adams, and 12:30 to 1:30 at Bernie. The second Saturday of each month is 8 a.m. until 9 a.m. at St. Morris, 9:30 to 10:30 at New Point, 11 to 12 at Millhausen, and if you have any questions, contact the Decatur County Solid Waste District at 812-663-0960.
And we return here to Aspen Place Health Campus. It's the Coaches Show. Had a good show here this morning. We had the boys basketball coaches from Greensburg, South Decatur, North Decatur, wrestling coach Kyle Pittman here from Greensburg, talking about their sports here this morning. Let's review some of the scores from last night. It was in Greensburg and in overtime. Connorsville winning 54-47. Connorsville advances their record to 11-1. Hauser topped North Decatur 79-58. Henryville over South Decatur 68-48. East Central defeated Rushville 60-47. Switzerland County over South Dearborn 69-61. It was Lawrenceburg 51-39 over Rising Sun. Brownstown Central defeating Jennings County 75-65. Brownstown Central still unbeaten, and I think Jennings County falls to 9-2. Madison over Scottsburg 61-50. Charlestown defeated Seymour 57-55. In girls action, a couple games last night. Jacksonville defeating Batesville 61-50, and Greensburg advances their record 15-2, going on the road at Franklin County and winning 60-45. Those are just some select scores from the area last night. I'd like to thank everyone for listening. Thank Tom Fleming. He's running the Periscope here at the Coaches Show. He also does an awful lot of South Decatur ball games, some girls ball games. I don't think he gets any rest. We just have him on Periscope all the time. So that's just the way it is when you're a bachelor, Tom. Sure appreciate it. Cornerstone Bakery makes the official donut of the Coaches Show. Aspen Place throws in a little, what do they got here today? They got scrambled eggs, sausage, bacon. We've got milk and orange juice and water. We even got chocolate milk. Appreciate their being the host of the Coaches Show. Thanks for joining us. We'll tip off again tonight approximately 7:30 when Shelbyville comes calling to Greensburg. Thanks for listening, and we'll talk to you then.